Hey everybody, my name is Jen and this is Jen Geigley Knits, and I've officially returned from Kansas City from the Dean and Bean sock knitting machine crank-in last weekend, which was awesome. And while I was there, I found out that there was another big knitting event happening in Kansas City at the same time, on the same days. And I have no idea how I didn't hear about this before, but I did not know about it until I got there. It's like a day after I was there. And it's called Knitting in the Heartland. And I also got to visit that at the end of the weekend. I kind of missed some of it, but I got to see it on the last day. And much to my disappointment, I found out that Stephanie Pearl McPhee gave the keynote speech, like I think on Friday, and I could have gone, but I missed it because I didn't know in time. And so, but I heard it was amazing. I think she also taught classes or gave lectures or something. And I heard they were fantastic because obviously they were fantastic. There was also a virtual presentation or something, a speech or I'm not totally sure, but a virtual presentation by Stephen West and other teachers, other classes, all kinds of things, and then a vendor market. So it looked really cool and I knew I had to go. So on my way home on Sunday, I did kind of backtrack and go further south into Kansas City to go check out this event and at least see it before I left, even though I missed Stephanie Pearl McPhee and probably a lot of other things. But vendor market was awesome too. And I also got to see the 3 big Kansas City yarn shops. We're all vending there, so I kind of got to visit them all at once. I do want to go back another time separately and just go see all the shops, which I think I'll do because I'm in Des Moines, Iowa. So it's a pretty easy drive to Kansas City. It's pretty doable. And what is Dinah doing under there? So while I was there, I got to visit Unwind Fiber Arts, Yarn Social, and the Yarn Barn and their booths and stuff. And then I also got to see an Iowa friend, Esther Pearl Fibers from Newton, Iowa. My friend Regina was vending there. So it was really fun just to stop by and see that. And I'll show that footage after the Dean and Bean crank-in footage, and I'll do that in a bit. And then of course, if you watched last week, you know that I made a plan to go visit IKEA while I was there because they have a designer series that I really wanted to check out and see if any of it was in stock. And I'll tell you that whole story later as well. I did do that. I got some things. I didn't get some of the things I really wanted because they were out of stock, but I tried. So that is what's coming up in this episode. Stick around. It is very fun. It's not all sock knitting machines. It's not all yarn festival. It's like a mix of all kinds of things. And then there was also like really stormy weather, tornadoes you probably heard about in the Midwest and in Iowa last weekend. We had some really severe weather and lots of destruction. It was quite scary. And my family was at home here, luckily safe, but with my husband, you know, they're hunkering down in the basement and sirens are going off. And then we had a separate set of storms in Kansas City too. So it was just a lot of kind of traveling around the storms, which was interesting. Anyway, before I get to my recap footage, I want to share a very special Mother's Day deal that I got to be part of. You've probably heard me talk about this before or seen me mention this like on Instagram. Do you know about the Lumos knitting light? Because it's not like any other knitting light. I am a huge fan of this knitting light, if you don't know. I kind of was one of the first to try this light and to have it and to try it out and everything. It's amazing. It's not like any other light on Amazon. It's a women-owned business. It's super, super good. These lights are amazing. And I have a special Mother's Day deal that I was asked to share, and you will get 30% off a Lumos knitting light as part of this special for Mother's Day. If you use the code MOMSGIFTGEN, all one word, I'll put it down here and I'll put it in the show notes. You need this knitting light. If you don't have a knitting light, this is probably my most used knitting tool of all time, honestly. It's rechargeable. It comes with a cord. You just charge it so it doesn't die. There's 3 settings. There's like a cool, there's the off, warm, and a warmer setting. And then if you hold it down, the lights change in intensity also, so you can make it brighter or dimmer. You can use this on an airplane, in your house when you're watching a movie and the kids don't want to turn on the big overhead light. That's like my biggest thing. So we can all enjoy TV together, and this isn't shining in anyone's eyes. I just aim it down, and it doesn't blind anybody. It is really nice and bright. Even in the daytime, sometimes if I'm working on something with smaller yarn or darker yarn, this helps me see all my stitches. It is my favorite thing ever, and I'm not just saying that. This is my favorite tool ever. The bendy arms of it are very soft rubber. You can see it doesn't even get caught in my hair, which is very fine, and my hair gets caught in everything. It's super easy to adjust. It's like very easily flexible. It's like not hard to move the arms, but they do stay put wherever you put them. And I love this light. So it's called the Lumos Knitting Light. Go get yours or ask for it for Mother's Day or get it for a friend or a loved one. It's also great for sewing, and it's also great for reading at night or in the car or on vacation. I always take it when I'm traveling. It's good for so many things. My kids take it and use it for different things. So go get your Lumos Knitting Light. Mom's Gift Jen will get you 30% off. That is the best deal you're gonna find. And I get a little commission off the sales, so thank you so much if you decide to purchase using my code. It really helps a lot, so thank you so much. Go check out the Knitting Light. You won't be sorry, you won't regret it. That's my spiel about the Lumos Knitting Light. Okay, as far as socks completed at the knitting event, it's almost hard to remember because I also had the pile of socks from the last knitting retreat that I brought with to kind of work on, and I'm slowly adding heels, toes, and cuffs to some of the tubes I made and dividing them up into sock sizes. And then, I don't know, it's just like become this basket of socks, which is very inspiring. And when I'm in the mood to work on it, it's like really, really fun, even when I'm watching a movie or something. But I did crank some new things while I was at the retreat. This tube is from Nomadic Yarns. I have to stretch it out a little bit because it's been crumpled up in there. Nice, long, awesome tube with these bright, vibrant, cool colors. So I'm excited to split this into socks and make socks out of the tube. This one was from the other crank in, and this was from the other crank in. So those are not new, but they're in my bag. This was from before. That's the K Facet Regia yarn. This one is new, although I have made socks with this yarn before, but I wanted to make a tube and do the hand knit Afterthought heel and toe and cuff. And if you want to know how to do that, because I know we're all knitters and we can figure it out, but there is a formula to figure out with your foot size where the heel should go and all that stuff. I have a really good, thorough video about turning a sock tube into socks, and I will link it down below. So go check that out because it is really good, and I worked really hard on that video. And it's a fun one. It's really fun to take a sock tube and turn it into socks. There's a lot of yarn stores and different services online. I think even on not eBay, Etsy maybe, where you can send them your yarn and they will give you a sock tube in return. And then you can do that. And it's really fun to knit your own things onto it. And it's a lot faster. And it's just like a very enjoyable process. So go check out that video and I'll show you how I do that. This is usually the yarn I actually use as my waist yarn because I have a giant cone of it and I can only have so many socks that look exactly like this, except I do want one more pair like this one pair. But I use that as my waist yarn most of the time because there's so much of it and I feel like it's going to never run out. So I just keep using that as my waist yarn. This is from before. This is also Nomadic Yarns. It was like I can't remember what the name was now, but I almost had it and then my brain lost the name. It doesn't matter. I wore these socks. These are opal socks I made at the last crank-in. This is a new pair of socks I made last weekend out of maybe opal or maybe active yarn. It's like a sock knitting sock yarn. And I made this pair totally on the machine, no afterthought. So it has the nice hung hem, the perfect, awesome little heel, and the toe that I just Kitchener at the end. And so they're just complete socks. It is really nice to have these done. So maybe I should just do them all on the machine because I have a lot of tubes now that I need to finish, but it's okay. This is from before. You've seen this already. You've seen the rainbow. This is my other Nomadic. I have some like halfway in the process of whatever. So this one has a cuff and I have a toe. When you do an afterthought cuff, toe, heel, you have to do it in that order. If you don't understand all this, go watch that video because it'll make a lot more sense. But if you don't do it cuff, toe, heel, your heel will be in the wrong place because you have to measure from the toe back to know where your heel should go for your foot size, just so you know. This is old. I did more rainbow tubes to make 2 more Afterthought rainbow socks. And then I got to try something new at the Crankin', and that is the Dean and Bean Ribber. So this is kind of an advanced part of the machine, the machine knitting world, is this ribber, and it's a completely different attachment that goes on top, and you have to like arrange it and get all these pieces in and then do a little test and see where your needles are going to end up, and then you can crank ribbing. And so I successfully did that, and I was very, very happy just about this little swatch, just to know that I could do it. And now I have a ribber and I can practice more, which means I can make ribbed socks that are totally ribbed. I can make socks that just have a ribbing on the leg. There's all different combinations, and there's different patterns to help you do that. And so I'm really excited to experiment with the ribbing. This is a 3x1 ribbing, and that was super exciting. This does not look like a big deal, but this is a big deal, and I'll show you that later. And then I did one little tube of this lavender loon set. It was like a sock set that was part of her, she had this collection. It was like a monthly club last year that I was part of that was really fun. And you get a sock like set, duh. So I made a tube out of the mane, and then I will add this on Afterthought as the contrast, and I think that's super, super pretty together, and those are going to turn out really good. So that is my sock pile of things from Kansas City, and it was so much fun. I can't wait to show you everything we did. It was a great little group of people, some that I knew from before, and a lot of new faces that I got to meet for the first time. Some of you watched here and signed up to try a machine, like rent a machine at the event. And it was so fun to see all of you who decided to do that and said that you watched here and found out about it here. So thank you for coming. I hope you had fun. It was really fun meeting you all, and that was awesome. And yeah, should we do the recap of the event? Let's just do it. Here we go.
Decision. So now we have 29 printers, 3D printers that run full-time 24/7 in the basement of Mary's house at the moment. And so it's a big, very colorful party all down in there. And so the 3D printers themselves take a lot of like maintenance. So I have like weekly maintenance tasks that each week I do 5 printers, and I do maintenance on 5 printers a week just to keep them going. The big mistake is that we thought we were starting a knitting company, and it turns out we've started a 3D printing company. Not as much knitting as we initially thought, and we thought this would be a fun thing.
So I very quickly became a 3D printing expert after having never print anything 3D.
So what do you do at a knitting Crankin'? We pretty much just make socks all weekend long. awesome thing about this crank-in is that there's a team of people ready to come around and help you if you have a question or if you get stuck on something. Here's my first sock of the weekend. Okay, I thought I would do a little hotel room first night of the Dean and Bean Crankin' update. Today I ended up driving to Kansas City this morning from Des Moines, and I got here a little bit late today because there has been severe storms in our area since last night and yesterday and then this morning and then now, and it just keeps going. So this morning I was going to leave bright and early and get here by the beginning of the crank-in, which started around 8:30, 9 o'clock a.m. And then at the time I woke up in Des Moines, there was a huge line of storms from Des Moines all the way down to Kansas City, like exactly on my path. So I decided to wait an hour, looked at the radar again, waited a little bit longer, got ready, and then finally headed out. So I got here a little bit late today, but had a really, really productive day, a really fun day. Kind of seeing old friends that I met last year and meeting new people. You always kind of meet the new neighbors that you're knitting around this year. And this year I had a little more experience under my belt, so I was able to help some newbies, which felt so good because we've all had our turn being the new person who is having trouble or doesn't know how to do the next step or just troubleshooting stuff. So I was excited to help a little bit as I was cranking my own stuff, but I did finish one whole pair of socks. I think this is opal yarn. Sorry, the lighting in here is kind of yellowish, but it's a pretty blue rainbowy kind of nice woolly sock yarn. And these are the socks that you can knit completely on the machine. So I did the hung hem at the top, which is just a nice little fold over clean hem. The beautiful heels where you don't have to do a single thing. They're just perfect as is. And then you do the toe, which is kind of down here. And then you Kitchener this little part closed. So there's some waist yarn right here. This is where I always think it looks like little puppets, like little fish or something with what I don't even know, but I'm so tired and delirious, sorry. So tonight before bed, I'm just gonna Kitchener these closed, which is super simple, and then they'll be completely finished. And so these are my sock size. I'm 8.5, and then Lotus also wears this size, and Bowie's also very close to this size, so any of us can kind of wear these when we're done. And so I'm excited that I got a pair finished and they actually match. I took really good notes so that I made them identical because it's easy to accidentally over crank and make something longer or shorter or whatever different than the other. And this time I got them exactly the same leg length, same foot length. So I was happy that these worked out. And I'm excited for tomorrow and to see how much I can get done then. I do plan on cranking just some regular tubes. I have a couple sets that I want to add my own Afterthought hand knit parts to the socks, but some that I want to do this way as well, because it's really nice to have a whole sock, a whole thing complete. And I'm kind of more likely to finish these because there's not extra knitting to do, because I do still have that bag of socks that I showed you earlier in the video that I need to complete and, you know, put little pieces onto it. But either way, not a big deal. It was really fun. We went around the room and everybody introduced themselves and talked about, you know, why they chose to do machine knitting or why they're here, how many times they've been here, how long they've been knitting, their whole machine knitting journey. And some of them are hand knitters and some not, but it's really interesting to hear everybody's reasons. And a lot of them are like me, where we just want to knit through our stash in a more timely, efficient way. So this is the way to do that. And I just, I don't know. So this retreat, like I've said before, is just for Dean and Bean machine owners and some people that are new. They're trying the machines for the first time to try them out and see if they want to purchase one, which is great that you have a chance to try before you buy, which is unique and awesome. But the point of that was I just really love these machines. I stand by my choice to buy a Dean and Bean. I'm so happy I did. I think it was a budget-friendly machine option, which I'm so grateful exists. They're so reliable. They work so well. And then you learn all these extra tips and tricks. Like tomorrow is a whole bunch of tutorial demos all day long where there's like cranking time in between, so you can go work on your stuff, but then there is like classes all day long. And so you get to learn things beyond like just the basic socks, which I'm happy with just the basic socks. But they're gonna do the ribber tomorrow and how to do a contrast heel and toe tomorrow on the machine, everything. Some lace options, some colorwork options. They're gonna show us how to make these little dolls and different, and like little, I think you can do mittens, you can do hand warmers, all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited to learn more tomorrow, but also to crank some more and see how much I can get done. So that's kind of the recap for today. I'm just gonna kitchen these closed. It doesn't seem like this is a lot for one day, but keep in mind, there's also socializing and like eating. We had a big potluck dinner tonight, which was really fun and nice. And, you know, had some time to socialize and talk and meet each other, and you're still talking to your neighbors all day too. But I was really happy to get this done, and we will see what happens tomorrow. Good night. today I'm going to try the ribber. So glad Mary from Team Dean and Bean is here to help me get started. Hi, it is Saturday, which is day 2 of the cranking. Yesterday, all day, cranking socks. Today, all day, starting at 8 a.m., we cranked socks. All day. It is 9 p.m. and so the workroom just closed for the evening and I am deliriously tired. So worn out. My eyes are watering. I get so like mentally drained just from thinking and looking and being so careful, and it's just like, it's so much fun. The day goes so fast. I cannot even believe. I didn't even leave for lunch. I already had like a lunch here and then we had dinner brought in. So I didn't leave all day. I really did pretty much stay and crank socks all day today. And I didn't get that much done, but I did try some brand new things and I sat in on a demo and learned some new stuff. So my big new thing of the day was I attempted to try the Dean and Bean ribber, which is an attachment that will make ribbing on the machine. And I've never done that before. It's kind of a level up. You have to kind of work your way up to this because if you're still a beginner, it's like too much to handle. But I did manage to make a little 3x1 ribbed swatch, which was really exciting and fun. This does not look like a lot, but it's a lot. And just knowing I can do it was really exciting. So it's a whole attachment that you have to like prepare, set up, install some pieces like with a drill and screws, like a whole thing, like take out the needles and the cylinder and all this stuff and put this thing underneath and add these parts. And then you have to do a little test to see where everything's gonna land on your machine. And then you can do, I did a 1x1 my first try that kind of turned out like half of it was perfect and half of it was some dropped stuff. And once the rubber is on top of the machine, you cannot see anything that's happening inside until it comes out the bottom. And so it's kind of a mystery the first try because you're like, what's going on in there? But it worked out really well. And then I did this one next, the 3x1 rib, and that one worked a little bit better. And I was just excited to see how that worked and to try it. And so that was kind of above and beyond what I expected I would do this weekend. So this kind of took a chunk of the day. You're like, wow, you did this today? Yeah, I did. And then I returned back to my normal sock cranking routine and got a few things done. So last night, this pair of socks, I did Kitchener the toes before I went to bed. So these are complete socks all the way done. They look really cute. I was gonna wear them today, but then I ended up wearing my yellow opal socks today. These are so nice. I swear by opal yarn. Like, they're kind of a woolier, I like a woolly sock. And even though the temperature was all over the place today, because it's like we're in our second tornado watch of the weekend. There's been tornadoes all over the Midwest, and we're lucky that we've been okay. But like back home in Iowa, they've been hit really hard, and it's been crazy to see everything on the news. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is the wool socks, like my feet stay cool and dry in these socks in whatever weather I'm in, because it was kind of cold for a while, then it was like really warm and stormy and weird. But I really like a wool sock is what I'm trying to say. But I have all kinds of sock yarns, as you'll see. I use it all. So anyway, these were nice today. That's what I wore. Then let's see what else I did today. I still have this whole pile of socks from before that I keep saying I'm going to work on, and I have been doing a little bit here and there, but this weekend is mostly for cranking, and so I will get to this. I really need to tackle this though, because my sock to do pile is getting bigger and bigger with all these retreats. This just keeps like stacking up, but I did some randoms today. I did another tube of this Nomadic Yarns. That's a hand dyer. I was thinking she's in Canada, but she's not. She's in the US. I just forgot where she's from, but she does really vivid, awesome sock yarn. I always love her. Sock yarn is like a treat. And so I got this blue-green turquoisey tube done, and I left a little bit extra so I can do the heels and toes. I might be able to get another shorty set and a regular set out of this, maybe. Maybe not. And then I just did a tube of this older, this is like probably the first sock yarn I used to make my very first socks. Was it 2 years ago? I don't even know. On the machine. And then I have a huge cone of this and I can't seem to use it up. So I use it as waist yarn too, because it just kind of works. It's kind of versatile. But then I really do like how it stripes. There's a lot of weird different colors and stuff going on in this. And so I decided to make a tube of that because it was getting kind of crazy the way it was wound and it was kind of falling off. So I'm like, I'm just going to knit it up and then it'll be fresh for my waist yarn next time. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then the last tube I made today was this, which is a solid, it's kind of in real life, wow, it does not look like that. It's like a pinky neutral, and it goes with this. This is from Lavender Loon. It was like a sock set from her. She has like these solstice sets that she sometimes has. So I knew I wanted to hand knit this because I just want to do the contrast heel toe cuff. And so I just cranked out the tube. It's like a really pretty lavender pink ish, like in real life. I'll show you at home when there's daylight, but that's going to be really fun. Maybe I'll start that tonight. And that's like exactly sock length. And that just kind of speeds up the process. So I'm excited to put this together and cast this on and divide that all up. But I'm way too tired tonight to do anything else. I did some stuff last night and I had more energy, but tonight I'm done. And the storm has stressed me out, and even just hearing like the stories from home, and they're all stressed out, and they've been in, my family was in the basement with tornado sirens and stuff last night. So I was just like, worried for them, but they're fine. Everybody's good. But that's kind of what happened today. So mostly it was like the river, experimenting with that, giving that a try, which was very intimidating. But then once I did it, it wasn't that bad. And then I plan to do more with that and just kind of play with it. And then, yeah, some tubes, some socks. I started a sock that's on my machine downstairs that I'll work on tomorrow. And that is about it for today. It's just socks all the time, socks. Sometimes we sit there, we sit there for hours, all of us together in this room. And it's like, what are we doing? Is this crazy? We are just making socks and we're trying so hard and, putting so much brain power in it. And, there's different levels of beginner and advanced and intermediate in the room. And we're all, so you all hit your, dropped stitches and problems and, successes. And the first timers get to go ring a bell when they make their first sock. And yeah, it's really fun. Community girl time thing. Wow, it's really raining. And that was Saturday. So yeah, one more little half day tomorrow. It ends around noon. And then I plan to go to IKEA tomorrow. So that's the plan. And then I have to look at the weather because there's more storms tomorrow. On my way home, there's supposed to be storms. So I have to go look at like the best time to leave. So I'm going to go look at the Weather Channel, put on some comfy sweatpants and just lay around and watch TV, I think. Good night. Before we knew it, the weekend was over and it was time to say goodbye. And my next destination is knitting in the Heartland. I had an awesome time checking out the vendors market, but then it was time to head home. So then, you know, after the event and after the Knitting in the Heartland and all that stuff, I ended up going to IKEA because I was after this certain collection. It's called the Tesammans collection. I was calling it Tesammans, and then I heard the designers talking about it and they said Tesammans, so then I changed how I was saying it. But there were some specific things I was after, and some of them I actually pre-ordered. You can pre-order for pickup. So I had paid, pre-ordered and everything. So I went to pick up. And then as I got to the store, they started emailing me, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. So I thought they had like filled my order when I ordered, like a few days before, but they didn't. So they tried to do it that day and then everything was gone. So like the things I really wanted, mainly the pre-cut fabric that the Tesammans, now I'm saying it wrong, the Tesammans stripy fabric was all gone, and I was so sad. There's like nothing I could do, but I did get some really cool things, and I got a lot of the collection that I wanted. I don't usually go for a big purchase like this at IKEA, but then also a lot of it was like $5, $6, $9. So it seems like I splurged, but for this collection, I think you need a few of the pieces together in a room to make the impact of like what the designers are going for. And I really love everything. I love all the colors. And so I kind of went for it. So don't judge, but everything was very affordable. I didn't get any of the big furniture pieces, even though there's things I have my eye on still, but if they come back in stock, I might. But if anybody happens to live in a city with an IKEA, and if you ever see the Tesammans, am I saying it right? Tesammans striped pre-cut fabric, if you ever see it, and you happen to want to mail it to me, I would happily Venmo or PayPal you to do that. Not a big deal, but I really still would love that if that would ever be possible. But I am going to Minneapolis, and like I'll be at another IKEA soon enough, but it's just, I think this has been popular, and I think it's been out of stock. So anyway, come to IKEA with me and we'll check out the Tesammans collection. let me show you what I got because I still scored some really good scores. So first off, I got the throw, which people really raved about, and they said when you unfold it, it's really actually even better. And then I was thinking, gosh, if I can't get that striped Tesammans, dang it, now I've lost my way of saying it. If I can't get that fabric, I do want to knit a blanket inspired by the stripes. That's another idea I have. But anyway, I did get the throw just because it's really fun and they had them in stock. So let's unfold it and see. Okay, yep. Lots of fun color blocking, stripes. It's kind of different on each side. And then, oh, I love the yellow. So that's like a really fun like couch throw. It's really good size. And so I was excited to get that. And then I also got another big thing on my list, this pot set. They're huge. And I was gonna repot some plants anyway. Let me show you all the stripes. So it's like a dark purple inside. They're so beautiful and they're heavy. Look at all the beautiful stripy colors. That's the narrow one. Here's the big wide one. All the cool colors. Oh, I love it. I love these. So they came as a set and I was lucky to get a pair of those. I also got the trays, which are meant to be stacked like this. They're metal and you don't have to stack them, but they kind of, the designer said they kind of create shapes and different shades of colors when you stack them like this. And these kind of go with these tea light holders, which are also kind of a grid and also metal. And then there is a carafe and glass set that was also very affordable and so pretty. This could also be a vase or like a water carafe. And then they showed it on the website of these stacked. And it's just very lovely colors. This is like a really light pink and then kind of an amber. So pretty. Oh, and this cornflower blue is like one of my all-time favorite colors, kind of a periwinkle. Gorgeous. And then they also show this all kind of styled onto these trays. I can't wait. Maybe next week I'll kind of style it around my house and see how everything looks together and kind of show you what I did with all these things. I'm just doing a quick overview because I had to pick up my kids from school. You know. And then I got the mugs, which were really, again, very inexpensive. These kind of match the planters, the little pots that I got. Look how cool these colors are. Purple again inside. Really, really fun. I love these. And they go, like everything goes with like the other colors. Anyway, then my favorite thing that I was able to get was the pillow covers. Oh, I cannot wait to put these on my pillows. So it looks like that. This was like a square, the squarish pillow. So I got 2 of those. And they have like the nice green and pink edging on the side. Maybe not pink, green. Oh, it's so neat. These colors are so fun. And then this is the longer rectangle pillow. I also got 2 of these because I have like these 2 big couches that we mainly hang out on. So I grabbed 2 of these, which are also so great. These colors, like I'm telling you. I do want to knit a blanket with all this, like a log cabin, I think, would be really fun. And just find yarn in these colors. And then I managed to get the mobile. I'm so excited. We used to always have a mobile up here, kind of by these windows, different ones throughout our years of living in this house. And I'm a big fan of a mobile. And it looks like this. I don't know if I'm gonna get the whole thing out right now, but by next week I'll show you it hanging up because I have to have my husband reach the thing. But these pieces, oh, it's going to be very cool. It's really like good sized little pieces that are hanging down. There's like a pink and purple it's gonna be very cool. I really like it a lot. So I was super excited that they had this. And then I did get 3 other pre-cut fabrics. This is gonna sound excessive, but these also, it's like a ton of yardage and they're only 20 some a piece. And I've collected IKEA fabrics from many, many years, like many years, and I have them in a little stash. I do different things with them. Some turn into pillows, some turn into curtains and other weird stuff. Sometimes I just sew like weird, like patchworky things out of them, but they're all so special to me. And so I never want to miss the pre-cut fabric. And now that it's back, like I got so excited. So the first one I got excited about was this yellow floral, which is kind of 60s vibes. I'll show you more of this next time, and I'll maybe have a plan of what to do with it. But this is a beautiful, thick, canvasy material. It's these yellow flowers, which is so cool. I like love this. So I got one of these. I got the black and white print, which looks like that, but much larger. This is like, I can't wait to maybe make pillow, but maybe, I don't even know yet. Like I just had to get it and then I'll figure out what to do. And then I got the green print, which I already have a pillow of this. I really love this print and these green colors. And there's also a table that matched this that we might put in our basement. It's like this neon green yellow. And so it doesn't really go up here because I have this yellow up here, but our basement is more colorful and a lot of different colors. So it kind of works there. So that's my plan for this stuff. That's kind of most of what I got at IKEA. I had a lot of fun looking around, but I was so sad to miss the Tesammans pre-cut fabric. So if anybody sees it, let me know. I will happily pay for shipping, PayPal, and your trouble, just let me know. But if not, I am happy with these 3. I'm just happy that the pre-cut fabric is back. I know a lot of you shared my joy about that. That pretty much sums up my weekend and my IKEA haul. I did pick up one thing at Knitting in the Heartland. It was like when I got there, it was the very tail end of the marketplace and people were starting to pack up because there was another round of storms coming in as like the day was ending and as I was heading out of town. And so I didn't want to stay too long either. And I didn't want to bother anybody if they were trying to pack up, but I did grab this awesome snap bag. It's like a snap top from Yarn Social from their booth. And I love this bag. They had several of these and I was trying to decide between this one and a yellow one. They're both so good, but I just kept thinking about it. I made like a once around and then I came back for this bag because I knew it would be on my mind otherwise. It has a nice flat bottom when you actually have things inside of it. It sits up nicely like this. It has this awesome neon tag on the side. And this is all hand screen printed. Nice sturdy canvas. I think I have a bag by this company from a long time ago. They also do like swashes of bright colors like neons and different paints with their inks. And I loved this grid. I could not decide between the yellow and this, but I love the black and natural. And it's from Love It. And they are in Amsterdam, I think, or something like that. This bag is hand printed with eco water-based inks. Small imperfections are the proof. If they were all the same, they would be just like any other. And then it tells you some care instructions. Yeah, Love It Design, greetings from Amsterdam. It is from Amsterdam. So this is a really cool company. And yeah, some US yarn stores carry these bags and I love this. Like, I'm so happy I grabbed one of these. No regrets. That's about it, I think, for this week. Don't forget my Lumos code for Mother's Day. My code is good through May 13th. So go grab your Lumos light, 30% off. Mom's Gift Jen, all one word, lowercase. Go get your Lumos light. You will not be sorry. I love this thing. I've had mine a few years now. It still charges up really nicely. It stays charged a long time. I use this thing all the time and you won't regret it. Go get your Lumos light. I promise you, you will love it. Or go give it for a gift. Get it for yourself as a gift from your family. for your mom, your sister, your friend, your aunt, anyone, any crafty person, or any book reader, sewist, anything. I mean, everybody loves this light, I promise you. All my friends who've bought one love it. It's just a really good product and I love this light, so go get one. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching my recap this week. I hope you have a good week ahead and a good weekend. And if you want to watch more videos like this, I have a bunch of sock cranking videos in a playlist. I also have Addy machine. If you're just into machine knitting, if you're curious, I have a machine knitting playlist. And then I have another playlist called Knit With Me, and it's all just like me talking about knitting videos. So if you're bored, go check those out. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next one. Bye.